Okay, I'm doing a recone on these XTR654NEOs. I already took the time and cleaned up all the edge of the frame here with one of these flat razors. This was kind of broken because I already used it a bunch, but these flat razors, clean it all off around the edge, and then clean off all this little edge right here where the spider mounts to the thing. And then of course I removed the terminals or the leads out of there, making sure that a lot of that solder was taken out of there, because when you go to align the leads back in there to solder them in, it's kind of a bitch with the cone already on there and fucking trying to do that. So anyway, this is already partially through the process. I got like 4 pairs of them, whatever, here, using this E6000 glue, the glue everybody recommends for using that. And you can see I already got a couple of them done there, and I basically just stack them on top of each other, with one of them pressing on the other with a little weight on top of it. Just I usually leave them that way for about 24 hours before I go to solder the leads, and then test them out once I'm done with, completed with them. But anyway, there's those done, and I'll keep going here. Okay, so now I'm just going to put a real thin layer up here of this E6000 and a real thin layer around this little bottom edge for the thing, and I also usually put some drops around the screw holes to hold the rubber gasket on there too, so it doesn't come off easy. Okay, so now I put a layer and then some drops for the thing. And it's ready to put the cone on in there and get it aligned. Okay, and here's a new cone for the Orion Midrange. It's the XTR654NEO RK. You can pretty much get a Recone kit for any of the Orion Midrange speakers and do this same thing. Comes with a little sticker to replace the back plate on it, because you have to cut a hole in the back plate to mount the to remount the bullet in the center of it. There's the cone. I have a bunch of these on Amazon myself, for all the mid-range speakers, at least the ones that are available. Okay, you want to drop it down in there, the cone down in there, but make sure that the leads are aligned properly with the sides so they're easy to solder and they're direct in line with it. And usually for alignment tools, I just use these little pieces cut out of the top of a catalog. Just cut them into little slivers and then slide them on down into the coil on the inside, just to make sure the coil's lined perfectly in the middle. See, I got them all down in there now. And I usually push on a little bit to make sure everything's nice and lined up and loose. And put the rubber gasket on, of course. And I'll just take one of these that I already have glued and stick it right on top of that, just to hold it in place. As you can see, I got the leads all lined up. The only thing you still have to do is solder those in right there into the little holes, and then clip them to cut them short, just so it's not sticking out the other side, and then test them out. Pull out the center. I might have to make more of the rest of the video with that. So I just took one of the ones that I'd already done a little bit earlier. I'm just going to go with that one, so I can show you, and then let that other one sit. So you solder these ones back in, cut the hole out of the back so you can pull this little screw out that holds the bullet in place. So you just pop that back in, put pull these out of there so it's aligned, put the bullet back down into there, screw it back down, because as you can see there's a screw that it holds onto. And then screw it down there. Make sure it's also aligned in the center as well when you're locking it down with the screwdriver. And then basically you stick the new sticker back over the back of it so it doesn't look like it's even been reconed. Except for, hey, you can't really tell by the time it's done. So anyway, that's how easy it is. You just need, glue, a soldering pin, some slivers of a catalog or something for alignment tools, but not much more than that.